We're gonna play a game. Let me get my microphone together. Check this out.
Yeah.
We're gonna use our five senses
Okay.
for this game. Using your five senses. Because it's important as a chef. To become a great chef, you have to learn to use all your senses. All right, so the first sense you're gonna use is smell, your nose. So I need you to take this and I want you to smell it and tell me what you think it is.
Cinema.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Pastrybear podcast show. And today we're in Fort Lauderdale. We're doing it straight from my living room. And I got a very special guest with me, Wenross Skyers. How you doing, Wenross?
Doing great, man. Wagwan.
Well, we're there, you know, we're there. You don't know. It's a yardman thing. It's a yardman link up. And that's how we do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, Wenross is am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, it's perfect. Just
Wenross.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, oh, should I? You know, when you try to, when you're trying to talk, I want everybody to be able to understand what I'm saying. So sometimes you try to make a word sound more than what it is, just to say that you're, you know, speaking the proper English.
Yeah.
So Wenross Skyers. Yeah. So I met Wenross about 10, 15 years ago. We used to work at a hotel in Ocho Rios. Yeah, Couples Ocho Rios, I think. Yeah. And you was working on the hotline?
Yeah, I was working on the hotline. I started as a trainee on the hotline.
Right. Yeah. So he was like, what did you go to like a culinary school back then, or you just started out, decided that you wanted to become a chef?
All right, so I did, like, I always know that I wanted to be a chef, you know, since a young age. Is like, it just kicked in, you know, survival instinct, like cooking, like providing, gathering, putting things together was always my thing.
Right.
So yes, I did a first year in like culinary school. I did like my first like certificate, but I didn't go back after the first job experience.
Because what I remember is after you left Couples, you went on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I went on a
Right. For some reason. Yeah. So after you left Couples, you went on a cruise ship. What cruise ship you was working on?
So I was working with the Royal Caribbean cruise line. So I did that for like a good almost like 4 years contract.
Right. And you know the funny thing, that's one thing I never got into was a cruise ship. For some reason I can swim, but I don't think I want to be on the water that long. You know what I mean? It's like I heard that it's pretty hectic to work on the cruise ship. It's like constant working, constant working, and you know it's like 7 days a week. But I don't know if it's true, but they say there's no day off, and I don't think I could do that. But I heard that the experience is beautiful because you get to see so many different places, right? Yeah. So what are some of the places? What's one of the places that you remember the most? One of the places you enjoyed?
Like, so it's like a couple of places. Like for Europe, it was like a whole different experience for me.
Right.
Like, okay, I started out in like the Caribbean. First contract was like to Panama. So I went to Panama, then Colombia. So it was like such a culture shock. I was like, oh my God, this is different. This is nice.
So it's different from what you're experiencing in Jamaica.
It's different from the experience.
In terms of what, like the culture, the people?
The culture, the people, the language, the diversity of people that you see, the food they eat, the music they listen to. It's like almost a sense of, I'm far from Jamaica. It's like a different culture, but I feel like I could still vibe.
Right, you still could be a part of it. Right. I felt the same way. I remember the first time I went to Puerto Rico, and I was on the culinary team of Jamaica then, and we went over there for a competition. And when we got there, I was thinking to myself like, yo, you know, Puerto Rico's pretty much like Jamaica. The people are on the streets walking around. You know, you got guys like vendors that's in the middle of the street selling guineps and limes. And I was like, yo, I thought that when I came here, it would have been a whole different, you know, it's different from America. But to think that it's a different country and you can still feel the same vibe, like you're in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So I really enjoy that. I enjoy traveling, and I know that you enjoy traveling too. Yeah. You know, I've been to a couple of places. I've been to Mexico. As I said, Puerto Rico. I travel almost all of the United States. And whenever I travel, I try to I'm pretty much just trying to explore new cultures, you know what I mean? Because like as a chef, it's good to get exposure. Yeah. You know, and I think exposure really can bring another level to your mind and the way you do things. What do you think about that?
Yeah, for me, like that was like my main focus right there. Like I said, all right, I did the first year in culinary school and I looked at it. Like it was basically like for me, like almost like the same basic things that I used to learn in high school.
Right.
Kitchen. All right, so
yeah, so we going back to what we were saying, that like when you travel to these places that you go to, like what type of vibe it gives you, like culinary wise? How does that make you feel to see the different type of food and the different type of techniques and all of that?
All right, so going back to that, answering your question, yeah. So that was like a whole different kind of vibes in the sense of, okay, all right, hands-on learning or theoretical learning, like learning in a school or
and learning on the job.
Learning on a job and actually going into the country that the food that you're eating is from.
Right.
So for me, like cooking the food was like crazy. So like I did like 80% of my salary, 80% of what I make was like investing back into food, because I'm like, all right, I wonder what makes this culture this culture. Right. What do they eat? What do they drink? What do they do? So for me, like that 3 to 4 year that I did on the ship was like, all right, it was like doing a degree, like an association or a bachelor degree in culinary. So it was like more of a fun, to see the world. It's fun to see everything, but I was like learning
at the same time and
earning at the same time. So it was like an amazing experience. And meeting so much different people, like expand my mind to like different nationality, different cultures. So I feel like I earned this reasonability. Yes, I'm going to piggyback on what you said about the hours. Yes, it was true. Yes, we work 7 days a week. Yes, we do a minimum from 6 to 9 months contract on the sea.
Right.
But for me, it was amazing because I already was like loving the water. I grew up in a little fishing village in Jamaica. You know, I was by the water. For me, it was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Right, it's like home for you.
It's like home. It's like my natural habitat.
Right. I get what you're saying. I really enjoy that because, you know, you see that because with you enjoyed the experience. There's a lot of people that they complain about it. You know what I mean? And then I really respect the fact that you said that when you were there, you were pretty much learning. Yeah. And when you're learning and doing something that you love, it makes the thing easier, for me at least. Yeah. And I realize it's the same thing for you. You know what I mean? But like I said, I commend you on doing that for 9 months, because I don't think I could do that. That would be like death to me, you know. But I understand what you're saying though. But so after you left the cruise ship, how long did you work there? Like, how long did you work on the cruise ship?
So I did like almost like 4 years on the cruise ship.
4 years.
So, but I did like in between contracts. So I started out, my first contract was the longest artist contract that I ever did.
Right.
It was 9 months straight. First time leaving Jamaica. Different experience. So for me, it was like, oh my God, I'm out here for real. Like, it's not even a joke no more.
Right.
I'm really out here. So for me, it was like, all right, I just got to do it. So yeah, so I started going back on the ship. Like I proved myself. I started like from whatever basic cook, like you can think about prep, doing salads and stuff.
Right.
So I did that in my first contract, went back the second time, got promoted to supervisor. Like in that same time, they opened up like a couple new ships. So they were like, okay, I'm going to recruit you to go to the restaurants and now you're going to help us open this ship. Basically, that's what they're saying.
Oh, really?
So I would go to like Germany for 3 months, like right there, like opening the steakhouse, or like they have an Italian restaurant, we do that for 2-3 months, then we jump
and go to another ship.
And go to another ship, and then we do it. And like on that, like for the third ship that I went, like Royal Caribbean was doing a special feature with like Food Network.
Right.
So Food Network came on the ship because they want to be like, all right, Chop, like go on a vacation. Yeah, Chop goes on vacation. Royal Caribbean, newest ship in the world. Right. So they were looking for like qualified candidates to like represent the ship, you know. So they did the whole setup on the ship, you know. I went against like the top chef, my executive sous chef. We went. So the whole team was like, all right, put the Caribbean flavor in one dish. Like, what would you think your Caribbean experience would be?
Yeah, and you're supposed to represent that in one dish.
In one dish.
Oh, that's a lot because we have bold flavors in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and you still got to use the secret ingredients that you have. Oh. But luckily, like the stuff that they gave me was like, not luckily, I know that was always. Right. But you know, I'm going to put luck on the side since that's what they want to say. Right. Caribbean, you know? But basically, it was like straightforward for me. It was like seafood. I'm like, oh, you gave me a grouper? Like, that's my like, like,
we use grouper every day.
Pineapple? Oh my God, I love pineapple.
Oh, they playing
plantain,
around.
Ripe plantain? I'm like, green plantain? I'm like, oh, you're playing around. But they gave me a curveball when they put yogurt. So I'm like, all right, yogurt, like, okay, that's tricky, but I remember like talking to like a couple of my chefs because I work with like different nationalities. So I work with Filipinos and Indians. So I like to get feedbacks whenever I'm doing something. So they're like, okay, chutney is good. Like in a culture, like an Indian culture, they like to eat chutney with curry. So chutney and curry goes good. So I'm like, okay, but they normally put like yogurt, like mint, cilantro, herbs. So I'm like, okay, if I get something with cream, like I don't have to make something sweet, I still can put something savory with it. So that was like a curveball, but I did it. I won, you know, that like sparked a different like
it's like a different
avenue for me.
Right. So people looking at you different now, like
different now. I have like people coming on the ship, like we opened that new ship. They're like, all right, I'm opening this restaurant in Miami. I need you to come now. Like, you're gonna be my sous chef. Like, all this opportunity that came.
Oh wow!
So long story short, I did my contract. I did that contract on the ship, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna come to Miami and like pursue something
different. Right. So you came to Miami. Hold on, let's pause right there for a second.
All right.
Oh, she's sleeping.
Andre,
no, she good. Could you turn that?
It's loud. How the light? It's going good so far?
Yeah, kind of nervous at the first part.
Yeah. Well, you don't know if I fix up the first part.
No worries. You want it to be natural.
Yeah, natural, you know?
So we have to talk about you come to Miami, right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so you say you came to Miami and you was chasing something new. So what was that transition from working on a cruise ship to moving inland to Miami? Because Miami is different. Miami is like fast paced. Miami's almost like New York. Well, New York is really fast, but Miami is pretty fast too. So what was that like your first day in Miami?
For me, like the first day in Miami was like, all right, so you say Miami is fast, New York is fast. The ship was like
10 times faster.
Like 1,000 times. I don't want to say 10 times faster because like you're just nonstop. You're just like basically after 2-3 months, everything becomes second nature.
Right.
So you're just moving. It's every day what you're gonna do, you know?
Right.
So yeah, Miami for me, the speed was okay. Like the speed for me, like I was ready for it.
Right.
Like I visit New York, I visit Washington, I visit all these cold places. Like Miami was the spot that I wanted.
So it's like a perfect mix.
The perfect mixture of everything. Exactly. So I came here, that was good. The work was good. Mm-hmm. Like, but the thing that I struggle with most is like, all right, coming from a very strict, like corporate, straightforward company to coming to Miami where people like are working, like say for instance, 5 days a week, working 6 hours.
It's different.
Coming to work, calling out,
not
showing up. Like for me, that was like weird. Like crazy. It was weird to me. Like I didn't understand it for the first 2 years.
You know what? The funny thing about that, I had the same. There's two things I had a challenge with when I moved here. I actually did not move to Miami when I came to America. I moved. I was living in Boston, in Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, that's cold.
It is cold up there. I lived there for like I think about 2 years, and then I was like, no, I can't do this no more. So I moved back down here. So I moved here actually, and when I came here, I realized that the culture, the kitchen culture is different. Like coming from Jamaica, like you said, you work in 12 hours minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you come here, and they telling you in 8 hours you have to clock out.
Yeah.
You know, and you like, but I'm not done. They like, yeah, but you gotta go. This is how it works. You can't work overtime unless there's overtime, and they're not gonna let you work overtime and not pay you. Which was weird to me, and I'm like, what the hell? So I understand what you're saying with that, where you're coming from a place where it's constantly moving to a place where people are calling out. You know, you work 6 hours a day, you working 5 days a week, and then you get 2 days. I never got 2 days off in my life until I moved here. Yeah. You know what I mean? When I moved here, I was like, whoa, I could do this. I can be honest with you. Like, I think I worked harder working in the Caribbean than working here. Like, working here is super easy for me. You know, most of the restaurants in the Caribbean, like in Jamaica, they're understaffed.
Yeah.
And you're doing the work of two people. So you are constantly moving and constantly going. Yeah. Here is like every station, like everything you have, there's a person doing it. And the work is so simple. Like on the hotline, for instance, they have a grill
man.
then you have a saute. You know what I mean?
You have a pantry.
You understand what I'm saying?
Raw bar.
There's a person for every station, and then it makes it so simple and so easy. And I think it makes it more efficient when you're doing that, when you have a setup like that. But it's different. So I get what you're saying with the transition from working 7 days a week, probably 12, 16 hours a day, to now you're working 6 hours. So when you came here, you was working what, a restaurant, a hotel?
So initially the restaurant that I came to work in, like it was taking the time to open, you know.
Right.
So I already like resigned on my job on the ship. So I came back. Yeah, I came back. I'm ready to work. Like I'm already in that motion of working. I couldn't stand still, you know.
Right.
So eventually that restaurant was gonna be it opened in a hotel, but I didn't end up working there.
Okay.
It was like a weird story. Like things just come together. Like the chef that was there was the mentor of a chef, like my mentor that I worked to, the previous restaurant that I worked before, the one that I work here. Right. So he's like, oh, I have this guy, nice resume, like nice vibes, nice, like passionate, and he's like, he texts that chef, and that chef reached out to me. I'm like, oh, I want you part of my team. I want you to come and whatever. So long story short, I went down there. I talked to him. I got the job. I'm like, all right. I'm not really sure, like, if I'm gonna stay or not, because I'm in between jobs. I'm in between Jamaica and Miami. It's my first month, but I believe in like putting in time, because most of my job, even when I was at Couples, I worked for like the first 3 months, like for nothing. The one before that at Sandals, I trained for like 2 months for like just a stipend. You know what I mean?
Just a small amount of money you get.
So when I came, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you like this 2 week to a month. Like I'm gonna feel it out. I'm gonna come. You know what I mean? And I will let you know.
Right.
So I did it for a month. Went back to Jamaica, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna come back. When I came back, the chef is like, at the other job is like, okay, I got you on a big deal. I got you on this. Come. So I was like weighing my option, like what am I feeling? Like which one of these restaurants vibe with me? Where I think I'm gonna grow the most, where I think I'm gonna learn the most. So I end up choosing the other chef, and like it sparked like my mind just blew, like the way the chef is, the way he mixes flavors, how professional he is, how clean and on point he is. Like it was just like a match made in heaven. So from there I did like 2 years, and you know, I take a break because my girl got pregnant. Like, she was like pregnant. I decided, okay, like I've been working for like 10 years straight, man. 9 years straight. Like, relax. You can relax now. You can take your time.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that.
So I went out of the kitchen for a couple of months, you know. Like I was there for the first couple of weeks, a couple of months of my daughter birth, you know, like that was like a special moment to me. Like it was priceless.
Right.
So I went back to this other restaurant. So I went back for the first year. Like first year we killed it, brand new restaurant, open, like we won the best restaurant in Miami. Like I'm all right, Paris, so like, you know, respect, you know.
So now I'm really proud to see, you know what I mean, knowing where you're coming from to where you are right now. Now you're what, an executive sous chef.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not an easy thing to do in America when you're an executive. It's different from Jamaica. You know, sometimes in Jamaica or some of the Caribbean, like other places.
Yeah.
Maybe on the ship it was different.
On the ship it was.
Some of the executives in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
They don't work.
Yeah, they don't work.
The sous chefs and the executive sous chef, they don't work.
It's different.
They walk around. But here, if you're an executive chef, you have to be on the line cooking. And you have to most of the time. If it's busy, sometimes you got to make sure everything. I've observed this a lot. You know, I do pastry, so. But sometimes, right. But I realize that another culture thing is where you're not gonna be sitting in the office just doing paperwork.
No.
You have to be on the line. You have to make sure that the food is going out. The food is going out correctly and whatnot.
You have to be like hands-on, like everything.
Exactly.
Like
so right. So being an executive sous chef in this restaurant that you're at, what's the name of it?
Amara at Paraiso.
Amara. What kind of cuisine is it?
So it's like a modern take on Latin, like cuisine, Latin American cuisine. But I always like mix it up, and like when people ask me the question, I'm like, just think about Miami.
Right.
And that's the vibes there.
Right. So for some people that know, Miami is mainly what you say, Latin?
Yeah, Latin and Caribbean.
And Caribbean, you know, more Latin than anything. Latin than anything. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that I think the Latin cuisine or Latin cuisine, however they pronounce it.
Yeah, it's Latin. Yeah, we have the accent.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's a yard band thing.
Yard band thing, you know, the thing just come there, no itch.
Right. So that cuisine is pretty pop. They got flavorful things too, and I've been watching your Instagram and your Facebook, and I'm just seeing the type of stuff that you're doing, and it's really modern and it's really creative. You know, there's one thing I want to talk to you about. I want to get your opinion on it. I realized I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, the Culinary Federation of Jamaica.
Yeah,
and they posted a picture of a chef. I'm gonna put the picture up. They have a picture, right, with what a chef is supposed to look like in the kitchen, with a big hat and a white jacket with white buttons and, you know, a long apron and whatever else is on the picture. So I was saying to the person who was in charge of the page that, yo, you know, nobody dressing like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, things have evolved so much that, like, nowadays nobody really wearing a chef coat in the kitchen. Like, now they're making. They got like some shirts.
Yeah, t-shirts, like we're working like mechanic t-shirt.
Mechanic t-shirt, right? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm saying it's more now of a trend where you are the style of clothes and the things and the colors and the aprons and you know what I mean? So what are your views? And you know what? Even think about that. Now I see you have like dreads, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you could do that working in Jamaica.
No, like,
or anywhere in the Caribbean. Like, I think they would stereotype you.
Or even on the ship, like I would have got like stereotype. Right. Like if I have like beer and stuff, because you know that's still corporate. Like right. On the ship, they have a structure. It's a big, like huge, like I feel like huge corporations like hotels and stuff need structures in a certain sense. But
exactly.
For a restaurant, you know, it's almost a different vibe. It's a different vibe. So restaurant, hotel, resort is like everything's different.
But I think that it's changing in the hotels too, because like some of the hotels, the restaurants, like they have chefs that, like for a certain restaurant, they have a colored jacket. Yeah. So maybe let's say you're working in a Thai restaurant, they give you a red jacket. Yeah. You know what I mean? And but I'm saying, like, it's different now when you step outside of the Caribbean and you step overseas and you see that now people are more relaxed and, you know what I mean? It's more fun working in the kitchen. You know what I mean? It's like a vibe. Like I'm saying, these aprons that they're wearing now, it's different.
It's different.
You know what I mean? They have so many different type of colors and textures and canvas and they have leather aprons and it's just so beautiful. And I can understand if you're working in a corporate or if you're working with a big established company and this is their rules. Yeah. But like if you're not, come on, man, you can be free. You know what I mean? Like I still realize that they wear clogs in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And the ones they wear is a rubber one. But they have so many different types of sneakers you can wear that's non-slip.
They're making them like Air Max.
Right. Any sneakers you can think of, they have non-slip. So what are your views on that? What do you think?
All right, so going back to what you said again about the vibe. All right, it's about a vibe, all right? So cooking is, people are feeling you, people are tasting you, like everything come together. So you wanna feel good, you wanna feel comfortable. You don't wanna feel like you're just being constrained, like to one set structure or one set stuff. So when I look at the diversity in the cooking and everything, like it makes sense. It makes sense. It needs to evolve, you know, because remember, we're still working from what, like when did they create, like the first guy created like recipe, like 1700, like
Escoffier,
like long ago, like come on. I believe, all right, for me, tradition is number one.
Right.
But I also think that, okay, the same way like someone found that and make his story, it's time for us to make our story.
Oh, I love that. So you're saying the people of the past and the chefs of the yesteryear, they created a path and based on their story. Yeah. So it's time for us as young people to create. I love that.
Because remember, our foundation is strong already.
Right.
They did all of that work already.
Right.
They make it so easy for us. They create methods, they create recipe, they create everything. Okay, it's like a tree, you stem. Okay,
right.
I understand. This is a bechamel sauce. It's white. Like it's the basic cream, but like put it together.
Right.
All right, maybe we can spice it up a little bit. If I add like a Jamaican flavor, maybe I want to make a jerk pasta. You know what I mean? But I want to make it cream. Like I'm brave like that. You know what I mean? Exactly. I'm a scientist in the kitchen. So.
You know what? I love that. And I really appreciate. I appreciate what you just said. Like it's our time now. Yeah. So let us be free and let us do what we want to do. Because that's what it's about. It's about being free. It's about cooking from your heart. It's about, showcasing something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Now, I want to transition because you just talked about that jerk, where you said jerk pasta.
Yeah.
I was going through your page and I saw something that captivated me. Yeah. And this is I love creativity. I love to explore flavors. I love to explore culture.
Yeah.
So I saw you had on your page a banana barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Explain to me, what is a banana barbecue sauce?
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna explain it as straightforward as what. All right. In America, like when I came to America, I see like honey mustards. People use like honey mustard
on everything,
wings or honey mustard. I'm like, the sweet flavor was like, it makes sense. And then you have some of these wild buffalo wings. They got mango habanero.
Right.
They got like pineapple jalapeno. You know what I mean? Like all of those are fruits.
Right.
So when I think about turkey wing is super gamey. It's like a very strong gamey chicken. Like turkey's not a chicken, obviously, but it's a big chicken.
It's a poultry. A poultry. Yeah.
So it's like it's more like the texture of the meat is more firm. It's more dense, so it can take flavor. Like a small wing. Okay, you would go lighter on it. You go lighter on your spices,
your flavors and stuff.
Your flavor. You don't want to overpower it. But a turkey wing was so good, so it was brave, like a brave move on our part to do the banana, but it makes sense. It was almost being like a banana bourbon sauce. So if you're mixing your flavor, it's just simply using the 5 senses, the 5 tastes. 4 tastes in the food, obviously, sweet, bitter, sour.
Right.
But you were using all of that, and for me, you're staying in that arena. It's almost safe.
Right.
It's safe to mix those flavors. So the banana was crazy. I tried stuff like those. Like I'm from St. Mary's, the banana capital.
Yeah, you're right about that. Banana is pretty popular in St. Mary for real. I think that one of the banana chip factories is over there. But I like that, man, and I think, I would love to try that sauce. You know what I mean? Because it's different.
It's different.
But then it's like, how could I not think about that? That's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw it. I'm like, damn, how did I think about that? It's like it's right there in front of you, but you're not seeing it until when I saw it on your page. Like, I've never seen no restaurant do a banana barbecue sauce. Never. I've seen pineapple.
You see pineapple.
You know what I mean? I've seen mango. I've seen, even now in Jamaica, they doing sorrel glaze on their ham and stuff, but banana blew my mind. And I gotta commend y'all on that one. That one was really creative.
That one was super creative.
Yeah, that one's super creative, man. But like I said, man, it's really fun. Like I like your style of cooking and your style of presentation. It's modern, it's clean. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's intense. Yeah, I can see that on your plates. You know what I mean? When I look on your page, I can see all of that. So I want to ask you another question now, because later on we're gonna play some games.
Yeah.
We're going to play a game about using the 5 senses.
All right.
You know what I mean? That's something I thought about the other day, because I want our listeners to not only just sit back and listen to us, but I want them to be able to learn something. And you realize that sometimes they have this thing. It's called, oh man, I can't remember the name of it right now. Crap. But anyways, I'll get back to that. But I think you have to learn to develop your senses.
Umami.
Umami.
Yeah.
Umami.
Yeah. Umami.
So a lot of people don't understand what the umami is.
Yeah.
And some people use it in different contexts, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to another. So you said, you know what? I gotta ask you this.
Yeah.
So being that you live in Miami, You work in Miami. How is your Spanish?
Poquito español.
So you understand a little bit of Spanish. Yo, I'm working on mine too, man, because it's really difficult to live in Miami and not be able to speak Spanish, because almost every 2 people that you see speak Spanish, or every other person, I should say, speak Spanish. What do you think about that?
It's funny because it's like I'm a kid, like learning from my daughter, because my daughter, her mom is from Colombia. So she speaks Spanish.
Right.
But she also speaks English because she's been living in America all her life. So her mom talks to her in Spanish and I talk to her in Jamaican. So when her mom says something in Spanish, I repeat what she says.
Right.
So I'm actually learning at the same time with my daughter. So it was like a fun. So it's not super hard to, and I'm doing Duolingo too. So
right. Yeah, I think it's important for us as young people to be bilingual.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because we're going in a diverse. We're in a diverse field, and if you step outside of your culture, especially if you're from the Caribbean, you're going to realize that you're going to meet people. Even most of the food that we cook and the style of cooking is French.
Yeah.
So if you're cooking French food or you're using French techniques, you have to at least understand the terms, the terminologies and whatever like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I want to ask you a question. I saw that you post something on Instagram, and you said, "Don't just exist, live."
Yeah.
What do you mean, and how does that make you feel? Why you say somebody should not just exist, they should live?
All right. So existing is like, all right, being here like a ship on the sea.
Right. It's just there.
It's just there going
with the
current.
Wind. Right.
You don't know, it may end up in this blah.
Right.
May end up down there.
Right.
But when you live with purpose and direction, you have something to live for. When you live with a goal, you have something to go for. So repeat your question again.
Yeah, I was asking you. So you said that don't just exist, you should live.
All right. So don't just exist, live. Going back again to that, answering it like a different way, so you can understand it works. So existing, all right. This remote is existing.
Right.
It's just there.
It's
just there.
Right.
I mean, like,
right.
We're human beings, We have a mind. We have intuitive. We have like a brain.
Right.
Thoughts.
Right.
So when I was thinking about that, I was in a mindset. Okay. All right. Create my life.
Right.
Like live my life.
Right. So you're creating whatever. Like you're making a vision of what you want for yourself, and you're going for it. So that's like living.
Living. You're alive. When you're living, you're alive.
Right. And not just allowing life to take you wherever it wants to.
Like my life, when I say like just living, is like, okay, I'm living the life that I created, like the stuff that I want in my life, the stuff that I picture, my dreams, my images, like me just walking through, like living.
Right.
Like basically I'm just living, like everything that I achieve.
Right. It's something that you envision for yourself.
I visualize it, I saw it, I want it, I see it, like I feel it, and I just work for it. I put the action after that.
I really commend you on that one, because when I saw that, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, that's really deep. And for the past 4-5 years, I should say, I've been I've been on a journey too. I've been trying to not only find myself, but I'm also trying to just basically, it's like maneuver my way, because I've been, sometimes we're taught things growing up.
Yeah.
And some of the things that we're taught are not really what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I'm kind of ciphering what is real and what's not real.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to find myself. And even with the cooking thing, I've been learning culinary from the perspective of the French. And then I came to America, and I'm doing like a mixture of everything.
Everything's a melting pot.
You know what I mean?
Everything.
And when you're in America, you're just doing everything. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different type of people living here.
Different culture.
Right. So now I'm realizing that you have to explore not just what you're told, but what else is out there. And now I realize that I know more about Caribbean food than anything else. Yeah. I know about Caribbean ingredients. I know about Caribbean flavors or style of cooking. Because some people may say, "Oh, we don't have a style of cooking."
Yeah.
You know, just like you have broil or bake or roast or grill.
Or stew,
you know, we have styles of cooking. We have our own techniques that we created. You know what I mean? And I want to explore that some more. So when I saw that post, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I'm going to start to live. I'm not going to just allow myself to be a part of the world and be a part of what's going on. Perfect. I am going to live. I'm going to create an image of what my future should look like, and I'm going to work towards it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So I commend you on that one. But I think we're about 30 minutes in. Let me see. Yeah, we're about 30 minutes in. So I wanted to do a little bit of different things.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want it to just be we just sitting down talking and whatnot. So I wanted to play some games. So one of the things I came up with is name that dish. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a couple of things, and then you're going to tell me what dish you think it is. So let me get my microphone together.
Sounds exciting.
Yes.
Put my thinking cap on.
All right. So this dish is a classic dish. The main ingredients are fresh mozzarella, tomato, basil.
Salad.
Hold on. Okay, you gotta let me finish. Okay, so you can say caprese salad. Okay, all right. This is another salad. Let me finish.
Let you finish.
Let me finish. Okay, the ingredients in this salad is anchovies, quail eggs, romaine lettuce, croutons, Parmesan cheese.
Caesar salad.
Yes, Caesar salad. All right, that's a good one. All right. We're gonna make it a little bit more different now. Okay, bring it you know what? I'm gonna do something easy again.
All right.
You gotta know this. You know what? Let me switch it up. I'm gonna switch it up on you. Watch this now. All right. So this one, it's a beef dish. It's made with sautéed mushroom. Let me finish. Some people put chicken liver pate in it. And it's wrapped with puff pastry. Name that dish.
Beef Wellington.
Oh, you are good. All right. I like that. Okay, so one more dish. You definitely gonna get this one. It's a chicken dish. It's marinated with a spice rub. It's grilled and served with bread. What's that?
The spice rub is like the spice rub.
Spice rub.
All right, jerk chicken.
Yes, jerk chicken. I know. I know. It's kind of that's like an easy one. But I wanted to, I'm trying to educate our listeners. So them know right. So all right. So we got one more.
All right.
It's a soup that is made with a raft on top.
It's made with a what?
A raft.
Like a raft.
Yeah, it's like a
bed of something.
Like a raft. Like it's. I'm trying not to tell you what it is. So it's a clear soup, and the process.
I just wanted to say it's like per little bit,
Right. So yes, it's a consomme. A consomme is a clear soup that is made with stock, whatever stock. I'm trying not to say the egg white and the eggshell. Yeah, but the consomme is pretty much just a soup that is made with it's a stock. It's a flavorful stock. Yeah. The mirepoix, what you do is you put egg whites in it, and that makes a wrath on top, or wrath. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that basically cooks and then brings all of the stuff that is inside of the soup together, and then you strain it out. So when it's finished, it's super clear and super. It's a beautiful soup, but
it's amazing. And it's a lot of technique behind it.
Yeah.
You can make it simmer, not boil too much, so you can get it clear.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody made a consomme in so
long time. I haven't seen it since I left the ship.
They used to make it on the ship?
Yeah, used to have a soup cook making a bunch of soup. They make a lot of the classics in the
really?
In the regular restaurants.
So let me ask you a question. I really thought that on the cruise ship they buy everything. I didn't know they make stuff from scratch.
There's cruise ships that I open at 18 different restaurants. They have like main dining room that will seat up to like 1,000 or 1,500 guests.
What?
That station is like an assembly line. You have a veg cook, you have a soup cook, you have a steak cook, you have a sauce cook, you have a fish cook, you have a commissary cook, and everyone basically like assembly line. But then they have like specialty restaurants.
Right.
So my first contract, I worked in the regular restaurant, but my rest of my time, I did in the specialty restaurant. So they have like steak houses where they get like some of the best quality steaks, dry aged, ribeyes, prime cuts. So yeah, it's not like that. Not everything is prepackaged in like stuff.
I thought that everything came in a bucket and they just pour it out. I didn't know that they was making stuff from scratch because you're feeding a high volume of people.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, how can you cook for so much people but be efficient enough with, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have like 200-300 people in the kitchen to cook. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So I thought that everything in the kitchen was pre-bought. I didn't know they was making consommé on the cruise ship.
Yeah, they were making consommé because the soup cook had to make like 2 soups every morning for the main. And it depends on where we at. Like in Europe, it's different from in South America. Say for instance, when we're in Panama and Colombia, the culture was different because it's more Latin, like Spanish culture. Right. So their soup was like more straightforward like us. It was like sancocho.
Right,
like,
sancocho.
Yeah, so you see like the meat, you see the beef, the chicken, the yolk.
Oh, so it's it's almost like a red pea soup.
Like a red pea soup, like with everything.
What is it called?
It's called sancocho.
Sancocho. Okay, that's something new. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
I like that. I like stuff like that, man. This is what I'm talking about.
My girl, like family, they have a tradition. They're from Colombia, so every Christmas, like everyone would come home to the house and like cut up like meat, like the veggies, and they make a big pot of the soup.
Oh, really?
Like that expand my mind. So that I think that was one of the things that sparks the banana because it was so weird. Like for me, it wasn't weird, but it was different. For things that's not weird, maybe I didn't phrase it right.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's different.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, people from Cuba, talking about the banana.
Yeah.
People from Cuba eat banana in almost every meal. Yeah. Like I'm at my job sometimes and I see people making, like they having lunch and they just peel a banana and put it on the plate. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. It's crazy,
but crazy.
Now that I'm thinking about the banana barbecue and I'm thinking about that, and I understand the Spanish culture is coming where it's coming from in that dish. Yeah, so you could pretty much saying that your style of, you know what? Let me ask you, what's your style of cooking? Like, what would you consider your type of cooking to be?
Like for now?
Yeah, like for now.
In the position that I have in my life now.
Right now, the place you're at. Like, what would you be your style of cooking?
Modern, rustic, clean.
Right. So you're mixing the modern, but you have rustic. You actually do that. Your plates, and we're gonna put some of his pictures on the screen, so you can see some of the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
They really, really, really nice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's go back to the game.
Yeah.
All right. Name a classic American dish. It don't matter what it is.
Classic American.
Simple something hard. Something out of this world, whatever you think of. This first thing that comes to your mind when you think American.
I'm gonna be straightforward.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that came to my mind when I see America, the funny thing is like tacos, hot dogs, and burgers.
Burgers and hot dogs. The taco. Well, American, they eat a lot of taco but it's really Mexican.
It was really Mexican.
But they take it over.
But that's Americans' number one eating dish, taco.
That's true.
That's true. So because now they ask me the question.
You're actually right, but hot dog and burgers are classic American stuff.
Yeah,
if you could, all right, so that's a good one. You got two out of the two things I wrote. You got both of them.
Yeah.
So let's go to Jamaica now. Two classic Jamaican dish. The first thing that comes to your mind.
All right, the first thing that comes to my mind, because I know I come from Jamaica.
Right.
Like I said, jerk.
And what would you say jerk? Jerk with what?
Like
it got to be an accompaniment.
Like jerk with festival, jerk chicken and bread.
Right. Jerk chicken and bread or jerk chicken and festival.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Second dish.
The second dish that I get, like for me, I'm gonna say ackee and saltfish because it's challenging to me. I like it. But when in America, most people see Jamaican, they think about oxtail and curry goat.
You know,
it's
crazy. Yo, it's crazy that's the first thing somebody say to you when they meet you. Oh, you know how to cook oxtail? Oh my gosh, come on, man, come on. But but my two, Aki is one of my favorite dish too. The second thing that I like rundown.
Yeah, rundown. Yeah,
I love rundown. I like when you cook the like you put the dumplings and whatever in the coconut milk and let it cook in it. That's one of the things. I haven't had that in a long time because here, I'm not gonna make no rundown.
It's funny that you say that. Mm-hmm. Most of my cooking that I actually do, like all of those that you like are big. You talk about dumpling and rundown and stuff. Mm-hmm. Imagine me doing the same thing, but you're not really seeing all of those flavors. It's like super tradition. Like my cooking is like foundation.
Right.
I use Rasta roots. Jamaica have so much like natural things, and we learn so much from these. We had one of the biggest vegan culture in the world.
And a lot of people don't know that.
And a lot of people don't know about it.
A lot of people don't know that.
How clean Rastas eat. So I learned how to use because the world is moving to a lot of health conscious things. So they want to eliminate a lot of this dairy. Mm-hmm. You have dairy free, you have gluten free, you have all of the celiac. You have all of these things. So I learned how to use natural stuff like coconut milk instead of using cream. I learned how to use sweet plantain to sweet it, then using sugar. Right. These stuff
that's really I actually people do that, but if you're thinking the Caribbean side, using sweet plantains to sweeten something would be a brilliant idea. Yeah, because in most in the pastry item, we use figs.
Figs and
you know what I mean, stuff like that to sweeten, because the figs, when you dry a fig, it's super sweet.
Yeah.
But man, like as you said, I'm piggybacking on what you said. The culture, everybody's changing.
Yeah.
And I remember when people used to laugh at Rasta back in the days.
Yeah, they used to laugh at Rasta.
You know what I mean? When Rasta tell them, I tell food. I tell food is vital. When you see the Rasta man working out and he's sweating, and now everybody's changing and going in that direction. Like most people now are not consuming animal products and no meat and no fish and no proteins when it comes to poultry and whatever.
Right.
And I try my best to eat like that. I don't do the dairy much.
Yeah.
But I don't actually. Only time I consume dairy is when I'm in the pastry shop.
Yeah.
Because I'm making stuff with it, so I have to taste it.
Taste your stuff,
but you will never go in my fridge and find a milk or a cream. Well, I'm lying. I'm lying. No, I mean, at my house, you won't really find. You won't really find stuff like that.
Yeah. You cut down on it.
Right.
Plus, I know that. All right, it's like creating I want to say the word balance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, it's not saying everyone have to completely cut everything out of their life, you know what I mean? But we need to know how to balance. Okay, we need certain nutrients, we need certain things from food.
Right.
So we have to know, all right, okay, maybe not consume so much of meat at the same time, but put a little veg, put something more clean.
Right.
And then, okay, you know that, all right, you're not eating too much calories, you know that you're not eating slow, you know how much your body works, you know what to eat. You have to be conscious about yourself. Your body is the machine that tells you these stuff. Right. So what you like, what to eat. So for me, I looked at the culture almost I don't want to use the word because Rasta always say lion.
Right.
But the lion only hunts when he only eats when he's hungry.
Right.
So I feel like judging from food, being so close to food, most of us eat unconsciously. So we just keep eating for the stomach and not for our body.
Right.
Not to nurture anything, because we never give ourselves the time for a food to break down to actually do the work that it should be doing.
You're right about that.
It's all about balancing and being conscious about what you do, be conscious about what you eat. Knowing, living, exactly. Going back to what I'm saying, living your life. This is you, you're the creator, everything.
Right.
That you want is right there for you.
Right.
You
gotta understand it.
You have to understand it, man.
Yeah. So talking about cream and whatnot. How big are you on desserts? Do you make desserts? Yeah.
Dessert, not.
Do you make it?
No. I don't really I want to learn. No,
right.
I want to learn from me.
Definitely.
Connected. I need some stuff like that.
Right.
I was so growing up. For me, sweet wasn't a big part of my life.
Yeah.
like certain stuff for me.
Sweet is not really a part of nobody. No Jamaican, unless you're gonna have like bulla.
Bulla, you go like Sunday go eat ice cream, but
I
always scream on the ice cream side. You know, only Sunday I get that.
That's the only day.
I get it too much.
Yeah, that's the only day we'd eat ice cream when you're back home in Jamaica is on Sundays.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Right. But sweet wasn't really a part of like having dessert. You go to a restaurant, no cook shop or a little street corner, whatever you want to call it, don't really have desserts.
They don't have dessert.
Probably now when you go there, you'll see some places with dessert.
But you know, when your birthday party, you get a birthday cake.
You get a piece of the cake. So you're not into, because I was going to ask you, we have 2 more questions to ask. 2 of them have to do with dessert. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if you know, if you don't, you don't.
Yeah,
okay? So, all right. So we're talking about a dessert. And I'm trying to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
A dessert that is made with heavy cream, egg yolks, sugar, vanilla bean, and it's made and poured in a ramekin, baked, and then you put sugar on top and burn it.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee. You see, you don't make dessert, but you know that one. All right. I'm going to throw a curveball in this one. Can you tell me, what is the difference between a gelato and a ice cream?
All right. I have to go back way back when I was in Italy. That question, you're sticking with that, but I know there's a difference.
Right.
What's the difference between a gelato and ice cream? Is one make with a creme and glaze with egg and one make without?
Jesus Christ, you're good. You know it long time, you mother. Yeah, so a gelato is the Italian name for ice cream. But a gelato is made with more milk than cream, or sometimes people don't make it with cream, and it has little to no eggs.
Yeah.
So the ice cream has more cream and eggs, which you say is made with a creme anglaise.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, the gelato is made with more milk and sometimes no eggs. Like the traditional ones are made with no eggs.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. We got to give them a round of applause. A lot of people don't know these type of stuff, And but yeah, I'm gonna go get something. Okay, so now that you got a blindfold on your head, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to pull it down.
All right.
Or you could close your eyes. Hold on 1 second.
I'm gonna put it down and close my eyes too.
Okay. So we're gonna play a game. Let me get my microphone together. So we're gonna play a game. I'm pulling something out of the bag. You can hear the bag there in the box. Yeah. So listen, I don't need you to be cheating.
I'm not gonna cheat. My eyes are closed.
All right, let me get myself together. So, check this out. Yeah. We're gonna use our 5 senses.
Okay.
For this game, using your 5 senses, because it's important as a chef. To become a great chef, you have to learn to use all your senses. All right. So the first sense you're gonna use is smell. Your nose. So I need you to take this and I want you to smell it and tell me what you think it is.
Cinema.
That one went up in your nose. You put your nose way down. Okay. Yeah. The second one. All right, hold on.
That smells good. Now my nose smells good.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Yeah, right. So listen to this now. We're gonna do the second test is gonna be your feeling. You're gonna feel it and tell me what you think it is. All right, go. Hold you right here.
It feels like an onion, but it's so small. I think it's a shallot.
Yes. Listen, man, you making this thing too. I should have did. All right. So the third one is gonna be taste.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got something in the bottle right here, and the third test is gonna be your tasting test. Yeah. So be careful. It's liquid.
All right.
So what you're gonna do? Feel for the top. Put your finger in there and taste it.
Put my finger.
Yeah.
Soy sauce.
Yes, and it's good.
Kick 'em out.
I can't believe this. Hold on 1 second, because I'm gonna mess you up on these 2.
Yeah.
All right, this sense you're gonna use is listening. I'm gonna shake it for my listeners to hear it, and they tell me what it is now.
not a coconut.
Yes, it is coconut.
It's a coconut.
It's a coconut. Listen, people, listen. That's what a coconut sounds like. All right, you can take the blindfolds off, and we're gonna use your sight now. We're gonna look and tell me what this one is.
That's pink peppercorns.
Oh yeah,
beautiful pink peppercorns. I love working with these.
So there we go, guys. We got using your 5 senses. He got all 5 right. Maybe I should have went for some extravagant stuff that you probably wouldn't have not known. But then again, I try to use stuff that you would use normally in the kitchen.
Yeah, like
so yeah. So the soy sauce, I didn't know. Well, yeah, the soy sauce is pretty straightforward, but I didn't know you was gonna get the coconut.
Yeah,
because it could have been anything. What made you realize? Well, you know,
because I think about it, like I know a coconut sandwich. It was my first, but I was in between. Like you wouldn't shake a water bottle,
right,
and it would have been like a full water bottle wouldn't shake it.
It wouldn't sound like that.
And I start using my sense of ear, and I'm like, okay, we're sticking to food, so it's gonna go with coconut.
With some, exactly. You know, actually, I was gonna put some Appleton in the bottom.
Yeah, you see, you should have gone with that. You'd have caught me for sure.
But then I saw the coconut, and people might be wondering why he got a random coconut in his house. I was driving by somebody's house, and I saw it, and I got like 4 of them back there in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let it grow because I have an idea of something. I'm not. I'll tell you off camera what I'm gonna do.
No problem.
But yeah, man. Top secret. But yeah, man, it was really fun having a conversation with you today, and you know, I learned a lot, and it was a good vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I really appreciate you coming by. It is hot, and I'm sweating, but it's okay.
Weather, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You know what the funny thing is? A couple of weeks ago, it was freezing.
Yeah,
it was like in the 58. But now it's like going back up to like 79, 80.
Like we don't want to use this term like down there in Miami when you're like, yo, what's that rating? I'm like, Miami, man.
It's bipolar. Right?
Miami, like
the weather down here is bipolar.
Yeah, but man, Miami.
Yeah, man. But yeah, let me just make sure that we talked about everything. Yeah, we did, and like I said, I want to thank you for coming by.
It's always a pleasure,
and I appreciate it. And hopefully we can link up, every so often and do some stuff together, because I'm actually working on some things right now that I'm trying to put forth. Yeah. And I want to embrace our culture. Yeah. I want to bring our culture just as much as the Spanish or the Latin culture is taking over Miami. Yeah. There's also a lot of Caribbean people, and I want the Caribbean. The Caribbean vibe and the culture to also captivate the people. You know what I mean? I realize that there's more. There's a lot of Caribbean restaurants on this side, in Fort Lauderdale, right? But in Miami, there's not much. No. So I would love to like do a restaurant or like even a pop up and just do like Caribbean food, but do it to the standard and the way that these Spanish chefs are really elevating their food. You know what I mean? Like you see somebody do a tostones. And it's just something simple. Tostones is the same thing what we call fried plantain. You know what I mean? Where you fry the green plantain and you press it and then you fry it again. Press on fried plantain. Like I've seen people use that and they turn that into nice dishes in their restaurant. Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? And we can use some stuff like that. Like even the ceviche, which is pretty popular.
I was thinking about making a ceviche today.
Right, the ceviche is one of them things that. It's big, and like you have a ceviche restaurant. You know about the ceviche restaurant? I think they got one over there. What's that mall over there? Oh man, I can never. It's on Biscayne Boulevard.
The mall, Biscayne District.
It's like way up north. It's Biscayne and 199 or 180 something. I don't remember.
They do like straight ceviche only.
But it's a restaurant in the mall.
Yeah.
That they just make ceviche.
Aventura.
In Aventura Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ceviche spot over there.
Yeah.
But I like that type of thing.
Ceviche 105.
Yeah. And that's something. There's a lot of restaurants that nowadays they doing the type of food that they cooking. Even like the malls now, they're not putting like KFC and McDonald's no more. Now they putting like more clean, contemporary. Contemporary type of foods in there. But still at a good price. You know what I mean? And I would love to see. I'm gonna say it. I would love to see a Jamaican restaurant in a mall.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
It's possible.
And it's not just cooking oxtail and you come and put it in a box. I mean, like something that you can really be like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, just like you said, like that barbecue. Banana barbecue.
It's like the oxtail is good already. Like we have to just think about, all right, imagine all of these ingredients that we have.
Right.
Wide variety. We have the Caribbean Ocean. We have fresh ingredients. Right. Miami is like the melting pot. Like it's like a home away from home because you can actually get the same ingredients.
Everything. Even back here, right back here.
You can grow them in your backyard.
You can find everything that you can find in Jamaica. I can find any fruit. There's like tons of ackee tree back there. I go back there and I steal it all the time, so I know.
So it's like almost all right. We have this big, wide variety of ingredients. Oh, we make that micro.
Right.
We put all of these bold flavors. Oh, we balance it.
Right.
Oh, you know all the balances. Oh, you do it.
Right.
Because you don't want to be like, okay, it's just like oxtail,
like raw dumpling,
like rice. Oh, can we make that and like elegant, you know, clean. Let them get the perfect amount that they don't think that they're overfull, but like
and then making the food light enough because our food is so heavy.
Yeah.
Where you having a stew. Yeah. A oxtail is a stew.
Because you want them to continue to eat more. You don't want to just eat one
meal and done.
Then finish. No.
Right. And then most of the food that we make in Jamaica is really rich.
Big meal.
Most of the stuff is made with rice or dumpling or you know what I mean, banana, right? And then now I see people making healthier stuff, but they're using American stuff. So they're making kale salad. Yeah. Kale is not a part of the culture.
Yeah,
you know
but they have like collard greens.
But they have callaloo.
Callaloo. You know the callaloo.
So you have callaloo. You have so many other things that's growing that I think that you can use to make dishes. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, we can go on and on all night. I want to thank you, Wenross, for coming up tonight, for representing. And for showing our young youths that there is an opportunity out there in the world for you. Yeah. You don't have to limit yourself to where you are. You have to think big. As Wenross said, you have to live. Do not just exist. Live. Okay, so where can they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at _ this is Ross.
This is Ross.
Plain as it is, just me living my life.
That's ROSS.
ROSS.
All right, so that's Wenross. And this is Winston Pastrybear Murdoch, and we're out.